Hello and thank you. Welcome to Esoteric Guidance. There are changes. As you can see, one of those changes is the name of the channel. So I've changed it from The Encourager to Esoteric Guidance because, first of all, I think it speaks a bit more directly to what I'm here to do. Okay. Second of all, and going back in and looking at, I do my own SEO, if it could be called that. I don't know much about SEO. I don't know much about search engine optimization and all of that. And to be honest with you, that is probably on the rank of importance. That's probably a 5 out of 10 if 10 is like urgent, because I don't know. I'm not out to. I'm not trying to get as many likes. I'm not trying to do any of that. You're wondering why I have my shirt off? Because for the last 11 months, since 8/4 of 21, I have been in an RV, renting an RV from a couple that is on their lot. After I gave everything that I owned away, after witchcraft and things who are people I thought were family, a church that I spent 20 years with, and I was specifically sent their highest divine white light, sent other messengers, prophetic messengers that the leader of that house approved of, and they confirmed me, and he still kicked me to the curb after 20 years when I told him that there was a Scorpio who was an undercover lesbian in his congregation doing witchcraft against one that he called a spiritual son for 20 years. Okay? So, after that happened, I woke up one day. I'm going to share an interesting dream with you also later. What was I going to say? So I had a dream, or I woke up one day. It wasn't a dream. I woke up one day when I was still in Florida, and the song, and all of this is for our newest subscribers. Those of you who have been with me for probably 5 months, you've heard probably most of what I'm going to say in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Okay? So you could feel free to fast forward. Okay? But I woke up one day and the country song "Just Give It Away" was ringing loud and clear. I already knew I was going to be relocating. I wrote on August 1st, or not on August 1st, but in June of last year, I wrote on the calendar August 1st, I wrote moving day, for August 1st, moving day. Now, I did not know what August 1st was going to bring, okay? I was already aware of witchcraft being done against my company, witchcraft being done against my business, finances, cash flow, clients, all of that. All of it was starting to dry up, okay? By the time I left, there were a couple of tax clients, but there were no monthly billing clients, okay? So the cash flow for monthly billing had run dry, all right? So, yeah. So, then for the last 11 days, I'm thinking about too short. He sings a song called "Blow the Whistle," right? And the song is, "For the last 300 months, made 16 albums with me on the front, and they bump." Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Been wide awake for the last something days, he says. But anyway, so when I woke up with that, I gave everything away. I did have one garage sale one day. I made literally $35 from that entire garage sale. I was Most High just saying, I told you, just give it away. I'm going to give you everything back, Job. Many of us are going through the Job experience, or have. I will tell you, for the reason that I am here for the collective and the collective only. I am not interested in those who do not want to grow. I am not interested in those who are not wanting to get rid of karmic energy. I am not interested in those who want to stay vibrational in whatever way. That could be in a relationship. If I meet someone and they're in a relationship, and it is brought to my attention, whether they share that with me or empathically, I pick up that they are in a relationship that's holding them down. There's one particular woman at the Rock of Central Florida that I will mention, okay? Or I won't mention her name, but I will tell you about what I observed in the 20 years that I was there. She was there for the entire 20 years. She was one of the first, probably 15 original members at that place, and from 1999 when Steve and Kim left Panama City, Florida to start it, okay? So, yeah. So, in this RV, and I'm in Tucson. So, I don't know, Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 96 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 81 degrees.
So there you go. That explains why I'm not wearing a shirt. Okay, because it's hot, right? Basically. Okay? So, but generally, when I come in the house, even in a house, the first thing I do is take off my shirt. I don't know why that is. I just do. I walk around in dress shoes and slacks with no shirt on for the rest of the day, doing work or whatever it is that I'm needing to do. I don't know why I need to do that. I just come in. First thing I do is take off my shirt, generally. Right? If I have a dress shirt on and it's a bow tie, I probably will keep it on because I like bow ties and I like that. So, anyway, so it's good to be back. Right? I took 11 days, and I will tell you what I will share with you what was going on during that 11 days. I did an oatmeal and water fast. Okay, oatmeal and water. Right? Now I didn't do just plain oatmeal. Okay, because I couldn't do that. That reminds me of like cream of wheat and stuff like that we had as children. We were forced to eat, even in the summertime, because of the warlock penis holder. Was really out for himself, right? Also, collective. If you have not already heard this, you probably will hear this. There are going to be some deaths happening in the near future. Okay? My side, your side, our side, it's all one. It's all one. Okay? So there are going to be some deaths happening soon. Right? I want to encourage you to not feel sorry for whatever comes upon them. Do not feel sorry for them. Understand that whatever happens is that's karma for them, is dharma for you, and it's fair. Okay? Dharma for them, or karma for them, dharma for you is fair. Whatever divine highest white light, whatever your ancestors, whoever's released, the Archangel Raphael's coming to mind, whoever, Metatron, who's ever released to unleash this judgment upon them, they already have been judged. Whoever that is, for those of us who are on this timeline, just understand that it's fair. Okay? Just understand that it's fair. Okay? So, over the last 11 days, I have gotten so much. This video, I will warn you, we are 8 minutes and 40 seconds in. This 84 might be important to you, or 48. 48 is very important to me, and so is 84. Okay? And so when we look at 48 was when I left Florida. I was there for, counting military time, 8 years in the military. I did Army 8 years, by the way. 30 years in Florida. 30. We moved there in 91, actually. So 32 years in Florida as a home of record. Okay? So, I'm going to share with you, before I pull any cards or anything like that, I am going to share with you what's been going on and downloads that I've been getting, and I will share with you, along with the name change of the channel, this is probably how I'm going to proceed for the near future. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sharing with you, right, from synchronicities and all that sort of thing for the day, or whatever was the last time that I shared. Okay? So So the next time that I share, it may be 3 weeks from now. It may be next month. Okay. I will no longer be doing daily angel number readings. I want to do something, again, because of who I'm here for. Yeshua was here for the unbeliever. I'm not here for the unbeliever. The unbeliever already has that gate open. Okay? If the unbeliever chooses not, and when I say unbeliever, I mean low vibrational energy. If they choose not to go through that gate's already open. It's a portal. It's already been open, and it stays open. It doesn't close. It's like the sun. The sun doesn't close. It changes direction. The earth rotates. It's not gone away. It's still there. It still exists. Ra is still in the sky. Okay? Still there. All right? So, I want to, so let's go ahead and get into some synchronicities and things that have been occurring over the last couple of days, and I probably should have gotten I'm okay. I'll just read like this. So I'll be doing this type of reading. So again, sharing synchronicities and things I have a jug over there, and it's ice water, a Brita filter. So it's thawing out. Someone's name might be Brittany, Bree, right? Those might be significant for you. Again, anything that I say can be a synchronicity for you in your journey. Okay? All right. So again, 11-day oatmeal water fast, and that was since the strawberry moon. The strawberry moon was on 6/20. Okay, that was a strawberry moon. All right. So I took advantage of that, cleansed out my energy. I do smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes. I only smoke one thing, and that thing is legal. So I typically get pre-rolls, right? I don't like using vape things. I prefer not to use those. Okay, I like the real natural thing, or at least as close as possible. Okay, and again, I'm not buying that off the street. Okay, so but even that, nothing, no alcoholic beverages, no soda. I don't drink sodas very often. Nothing. Okay, it has been clearing energy. It has been cleansing the physical body, which I do a very good job of that anyway. Again, this body, this right here, it'll be 50 in a couple of months, right? I take care of it, right? I take care of it. I try to, right? Try to take care of it, right? So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get going and take a look at some things here. And again, it was more of me clearing energy, again, for not just me, but also for you. I will share one of the they're all standout events. I don't want to say that, but one of the new gates, new accesses is with the Sanhedrin Council. Okay, so during my meditation, one day, we'll go over what day it was. I stood in front of the Sanhedrin Council. The Sanhedrin Council consists of 70 divine beings. Okay, 70. Okay, kidney transplant 7717. You want to see the scar? Kidney transplant, right there, right there, right. I got 3 of them bad boys. I got 3 kidneys. Right. By the way, medical professionals, you're not gonna like this, but during this 11-day body cleanse, I stopped taking my anti-rejection meds. I stopped taking them. I haven't taken them. I haven't taken tacrolimus. I haven't taken mycophenolate. I'm not gaining any water. Body's still working like it's my original kidney. Yeah. The enemy's extreme. Why can't we be? Why shouldn't we be? Why shouldn't we be? And again, that was by divine guidance, trust me, okay? I do not advise anybody do that, okay? Unless you are esoterically guided to do so. If you don't do it when you are esoterically guided, it's gonna fail. I did it in right timing by divine appointment, okay? So again, I'm not a doctor. I call myself an unlicensed nephrologist because I did 4.5 years on dialysis. So I know a lot about kidney function and what it takes to cleanse it out, the things that are good for it. I buy nothing over the counter as far as kidney anything. I do none of that. The only things that I take are all natural things. I drink cranberry juice, and typically I drink I think it's called Nuger's, K-N-U-G-E-R, something like that. And that's what I drink if I'm feeling like I need to cleanse out the blood filter. So on 7/7/17, I got a new blood filter. So I'm standing before the Sanhedrin Council, okay? And I'm looking up, and when I look up, of course it's bright and like all that color, right? Sun aura, right? Sacral, or not sacral, there was orange in it, but man, why am I having a brain fart? Solar plexus. Wow, that took forever. Solar plexus chakra. Okay. And you might find that your head, your brain is a little, maybe a little something, right? Again, it is very, very difficult for the physical body to contain all that we are. Okay, for our physical body that we are birthed into, that a being gives birth to in the flesh form, that is very, very difficult for the body, this body, to handle. It wasn't meant to handle that. That was the mistake of the Anunnaki and the Nephilim. Okay, all right. It's 2:44, by the way, on the clock. Okay, so yeah, so I'll be doing longer readings, and specifically these are going to be collective readings, but they are going to be far less frequent. Again, so it might be once a month, it might be twice a month. I can't foresee it being any more than twice a month, but I will still be doing the spiritual service announcements, the SSAs. Okay, so let's take a look at some synchronicities and things that were going on. Okay, so on 6/29, I received something in regards to them trying to act like they didn't do it. 6/29 or 6/19, I think I said 29. 6/19/24, them acting like they didn't do it, or acting like they're innocent, right? So watch out for that energy, collective. Okay, watch out for those who are coming to you, pretending like they didn't do it, or they're dumbfounded. Oh my God, I didn't know. Okay, right? Again, you got to use your discernment when dealing with karmic narcissistic energy. Narcissists are extremely slick. Narcissists are smart. Okay, they're cunning, right? Like the serpent in low vibration energy. A snake is a good thing. Okay, again, it's one of divine's creations, one of Anthea's creatures. Okay, so a snake is a good thing, right? So on 6/22, so I go to a park typically on my walks in the morning and in the evening sometimes. But I go on this walk, and it's around this park. Sometimes I sit down. On 6/22, again, any of these dates, any of these times that I mentioned, any of the locations that I mentioned might be significant for you. One of the other downloads that I need to mention now, because I don't think I wrote it down, is the Blue Ridge Mountains. So there's something significant about the Blue Ridge Mountains, whether that's because you all live there, some of you are considering going there, some of you were there, some of you moved from there, whatever, right? Right, relatives, what have you. Maybe some of your karmic energy, right, lives over there. Anyway, so Blue Ridge Mountains, okay? But on 6/22, I was at the park, and a man was vicariously dancing and singing in the park, and he had larger earphones on, like Beats headphones, I think they're called, right? So he was just dancing and going on his merry way. He was just right, and it reminds me a lot about me and how I function in my esoteric dances and things. Okay, and so yeah, right. The only words that I heard him say is you have to sell your soul to be free. Okay, those were the only words that I heard him say clearly. Okay, he was singing, but yeah. So those were the only words that I clearly heard him say. You have to sell your soul to be free. Okay, to me, selling your soul, what does that mean? If you're a high vibrational energy, selling your soul means it's an ego death. That's what that means. In order for you to let go, and I had to do this, right? So for a long time, after dealing with karmic energy, I didn't want to get married again. I didn't want to I've been married twice. Both of the marriages lasted about, I need a massage for sure. My neck is like, it's bad. Or another pillow maybe. But anyway, and maybe some of you are dealing with that, maybe, and that could be ascension pains, because it's right along my spine, and that's where your Christos fluid is. That's where the Christos, that is the God in you, that's flowing up and down your spine. Okay, 33 vertebrae. That's not a coincidence. The Christ in you, Christos. It's a perfect equation. It's a perfect equation. Why do people ignore it, or why do people denounce it? It's just like perfect. Don't argue with the truth. You can't. That's why I just say what I have to say and go on about my business. Because you know what? Eventually the truth will be made known, and eventually they will know who you are, who I am, who we are. They will know. Eventually they will find out. Whether they find that out through karma or they find that out because they've healed themselves, they will find out who we are. Okay? I really feel like a chant now. I really feel like a chant. I really feel like a Celtic, like shamanic chant something right now, right? So anyway, so yes, all right. Then 623. So there are two women at this park, two females. Okay, I don't know if they're feminine, masculine, feminine energy. I don't know that much, right? But there were two physical women at the park. Both had on a black shirt, same black shirt. I didn't read the shirt. I only recognized all the synchronicities when they were walked past me. But black shirts, both of them, same shirt, and black pants. Then they had an all-white Shih Tzu, and then they had a white Shih Tzu that had black spots. Okay, so there's something about race or equality or differences being meshed well together, or coming together, or perhaps ironing out some of those things, or whatever that might be. Okay, I saw an interesting movie yesterday. I'm going to mention a couple of other movies. I saw a very interesting movie yesterday, and it was about a nun who wanted to be a priest, but because of the religiousness of the Catholic Church, saying that you have to have a penis in order to be a priest. I don't know if that's still the case. I didn't do any research. It probably is, but they say you have to have a penis in order to be a priest, which is really interesting. So let me entertain me for a minute, okay? So the Catholic Church, who has had rapists swept under the rug and hidden from society for centuries, the Catholic Church, the richest religion on this planet, that's why their buildings look so extravagant, right? They are also connected to the Illuminati and all these other Mason secret society, skull and bones places. They are, Okay? The richest people in the world are Catholics. Okay? That belief system was set up to denounce spirituality, Catholicism. Okay? That's what it was created for. Okay? If you don't believe me, do your own research and you will find out. I'm not lying. Okay? So in this movie, she hired an attorney who was very much against this and a part of a highly visible law firm at the time, right? And so then when he decided that he was actually going to take the case, because I didn't mean to spit on my arm. I just had pizza, by the way. I do pizza. I do one pizza a month. Today was the day. Okay. And so when they decided, and welcome to the 7th month, by the way, 7-1. Welcome everyone. Welcome to 7-1. All right, 7-1 or 17 might be important to you. It is for me. Again, 7-7-17 transplant. And so he decided to take the case. Ultimately, the firm ended up letting him go because the firm did not want the negative publicity. And that's all religion is. That's all religion is about the look. How do you look? That's why people go to church dressed in their best, supposedly, because church is about a look. How do you look? Do you look righteous? Do you look like you're blessed? Do you look like you're this? Do you look like you're that? Let me ask you a question. Looking at this, what do I look like to you? A gangbanger? Some dude walking down the street with his pants half off his ass? What do I look like to you? What do I look like? Because in truth, I'm the Incredible Hulk. That's who I really am. But you have to push me to a certain point in order to find that out. What I really am is an esoteric spiritual assassin who's here for the 10th time again, right? Gaia Beacon. But you would have to come against me in order to find that out, or be high vibrational yourself and see it. Otherwise, you get blinded just like the karmics in Central Florida did, just like Kevin did, just like Janet did, just like Bob did, or Kevin Joseph did, just like Crystal, just like Quentin, just like Delois, just like Shanita, just like Steve Parker, just like Kim Parker, just like whoever else. You get, because they didn't believe it even when they were told it. And then Kevin chose to come against me even though I did tell him, or even though he knew. I didn't tell him, he knew, right, from birth. Even though the Scorpio knew, because I told her. Right? I told her I'm the Incredible Hulk. So what does that mean? I'm Luau, or I don't even remember the name of. I was gonna say Luau Banner, but that might not be correct. Whoever the comb energy was of the Incredible Hulk, whatever that character's name is. Okay? That's who I am generally. Very loving, very unconditionally loving. That's my healing energy about me. My love is healing. Okay? What's your love? What do you come with? What do you come here with? What did you bring, collective? What have you brought to the table as we sit around this table? What have you brought to this table? Okay? What have you brought to this table? My left ear. Return to sender. All right? Return to sender. So I thought that was interesting that the two women were there in black and the dogs match. Like, I just thought that was interesting. And then it speaks of, it speaks of a co-mingling and a oneness despite what the external looks like. Okay, despite what the external looks like. This is why, and this is nothing against brown women, nothing whatsoever, right? I just find it such a, there are brown couples that I find beautiful, but I find it such a rare gem. Even today, as much as we are accepting of a lot of things, many things we should not be accepting of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Again, clit on clit does not produce a fucking rainbow child. It does not produce a light worker. Dick and ass of a dick, that does not produce a light worker or a starseed. And yet, even on YouTube, tarot readers are fucking scared. They're massaging that. They're afraid to actually say that I'm not. They're afraid to say it. Okay? But then if you ask them about Sodom and Gomorrah, they'll be like, yep, that was wrong, blah, blah, blah. But they support the shit within themselves today because they're afraid and they want to be politically correct. Do you know what being politically correct does? It just hides shit. That's all being politically correct does. It just masks the truth. Secret societies, get my point? Secret societies, they hide shit from us. The Vatican, Skull and Bones, Masons, Illuminati, Eastern Stars, these asses, they hide stuff from us. Why? To be politically correct, so that they can be accepted better and look better in the eyes of man. Man being gender neutral, man and woman, and man be the being of human. Okay? The humane. All right? So, okay, so here we go with the Sanhedrin Council. The Sanhedrin Council of Jewish law, administrator of justice and applying Torah, which is the sacred law. Okay? It says competition, religious, criminal, and civil law. Understood the cause. So the Sanhedrin Council understands the causes of the karma, or of whatever happens, it could be dharma. They understand the cause and effect of processes, the Sanhedrin Council, and they monitor these things, and they administer the just, or they are the judge. However, there are other beings that handles, let's say, the lockup. Let's just say that, right? And by the way, I did get that word right around the strawberry moon, about a lockup. And generally, I had to look up to clarify. I've only been in jail once, and that was in 2006. It was for a DUI, and so when I heard lockup, I thought, and immediately I thought, like, that's where you go when you're immediately right, and then they're getting all processing you, right? You're in lockup. That's what that means. Okay, is what I found out. Okay, so I stood before, again, this Sanhedrin Council on 6/23. Okay, and they were speaking to me, I was addressing them, and then a door opened. Okay, and I went through this door, and this door was right in the middle of the Sanhedrin Council. Again, these are 70 deities. Okay, all right, again, you can look this information up for yourself. All right, 6:23 to 6:26 at 12 a.m. What happens? We'll see. Okay, so that was something. Maybe I was maybe asking myself. I don't have any other note there. 6:24 at 10:18 p.m. I had spent, again, some time out at the park that morning. But I was revived. I felt refreshed after the meeting with the Sanhedrin. I felt something had literally fallen off of me, off my back, off my shoulders. Something had fallen off of me, away from me. Something, and I thought this had happened months ago. Again, I'm not going to get into the challenges that I have being in flesh form and dealing with esoteric and spiritual processes. I can't tell you the amount of frustration, the amount of sheer stupidity on human's part. I cannot tell you the level of frustration there. I cannot. With their processes, it's a legal system. It's not a justice system. Sanhedrin Council. That's a justice system right there. Okay? The Sanhedrin Council. Right? Oh, by the way, I was doodling. I don't know what that means down there. I was just doing something. Maybe one of you, maybe someone can, oh wow, that looks like whatever. I don't know. I was just doing something, right? And that happens a lot. I'll share other things, right? I am very much a creator. My creative gene is strong. Acrylic painting, oil painting, musical instruments, specifically drums, bass guitar. I quickly pick up on those things. I am currently teaching myself Portuguese. Okay? So, bom dia. All right? So that means good morning. It's not the morning. It's 3:03 on the timer, by the way. Okay? So, bom dia. Como você está? Okay? And that is good morning. How are you doing? Okay? So, where am I at here? Okay, so we are perfectly equipped, collective. We are perfectly equipped. And this is what I realized after the Sanhedrin Council, right? That, born on the 333rd day of the year, confirmation, I didn't need a confirmation for that might be the pizza. By the way, they got my order wrong today. So I generally order the same pizza. The first place I called, their delivery time was an hour out. I still could have ordered it. I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm waiting on the U.S. Marshals to show up and that's gonna happen. And they'll knock on the door or they'll come to the gate or whatever, and yep, I'll go with them, and then everything will be explained and all that. I'm waiting on that. I know they already know where I am, all of that. They're tying up loose ends, whatever. It would be interesting if on 7/7, that portal, again, 8/8 coming up. We know what 8/8 is. 8/8 is the Lionsgate portal next month, okay? So get ready, cause here it come. Get ready. So, Highest Divine White Light showed me some things. I remember when I first saw my heart, and not this, right? When I first saw my heart, Mamba style. When I first saw my heart, my friend Marsha, who passed on 1/28 of 2020, 2 days after Kobe, Gianna and 7 other individuals, right, on a helicopter crash. So she passed 2 days later. No coincidence. Mamba, draft pick number 13. Guess what number? 13 resonates 13. 13, guess what Scorpio is? That Scorpio, the number is 13 for a Scorpio. That is the esoteric number for a Scorpio, or in numerology, okay? It's 13, right? This one that I was dealing with is born on 11/13, right? On that day, the same day that the plane 26, that's two 13s, right? 13. On the day that she met the woman who I believed birthed me, who is now no longer part of my journey, that woman, they met, that airplane crashed. We were sitting at lunch. Waiter comes over and says, "Do you follow basketball?" I was like, "Not really." And I didn't, and I don't follow sports like that today, because I will go to an event, but outside of golf, and some people might laugh, right? Outside of golf, I don't watch sports on TV. I watch highlights. And even with golf, I watch highlights. I don't sit there and watch 4 hours of whacking the ball up and down the field. I don't watch that, right? I watch the highlights generally, okay, unless it's the final round on a Sunday. I might watch a good majority of it, okay? But, oh, yeah, so on that day, on the 26th, double 13, that airplane crashed, okay? Vanessa Bryant herself said that she realizes that Gianna and Kobe had to go together. I'm looking at two birds out there, like getting their groove on, literally, right on top of the gate. I don't know what that's about. So I'm celibate, right, and have been since 2022, right? And so this is my third stint of celibacy. The first two lasted 3 years each, okay? So, very, very, very poignant time. COVID was COVID wasn't even made public yet. In fact, there was an article I found in December of 2019 where there is a small column on the side of a newspaper, it might be USA Today or something, small column on the side that mentions something about a disease or a virus or something like that, right? But it's really, really, so it's on a column, right? It's not a main page, it's not on the big screen, right? In 2019, December. Okay? But we are well equipped, collective. We are well equipped. We have everything we need in order to finish this journey out and to finish it well. Well. Okay, 309, that's 333. And it's also 99 degrees outside. 99 might be important as well. Again, the Rock of Central Florida started in 1999. Okay? So, what Highest Divine White Light shared with me is when my friend Marsha prayed over me, and that was back in, ironically, Sierra Vista, Arizona, 20-something years ago, 21 years ago, right? She prayed for me, okay? And when she did, I saw my heart. And my heart at that time was this fluorescent, it was like teal, pink, the pink was a flamingo color, the turquoise or teal color was very, very light. Part of it was clear, so part of it was like crystal color or something like that. Beautiful, beautiful looking thing. And immediately, I opened my eyes and I said, I just saw my heart. And she was like, really? She said, what did it look like? And she was happy and blah, 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 blah. She's my witness, by the way, right? And so, Divine Highest White Light, I've always known that my heart has protected me from a whole lot of karmic fucking judgments, okay? My heart has protected me from a whole lot of stuff, okay? Because it's genuine, it's pure, it's sincere. Hopefully you're saying the same thing. Oh, mine is too. Mine is too. They come against me because mine is too. Yep, mine is like that too. I'm like that too. Yep, I forgive easily. Hopefully you're saying these things. If you're not, there's a certain amount of time left for improvement. Hopefully you take advantage of that time and you work to heal yourself. Okay? If you want to know how to do that, you can get in touch with me, or of course you can reach out to anyone who you are led to. All right? If that's not me, it could be anyone. It doesn't have to be me. Okay? So there's more than enough karmic energy that needs to be healed for all of us to heal it. Right? So if you take into consideration that, let's say there's 7.5 billion people on this planet, and there really is literally, I'm seeing the name Karen right here on Alexa. So Karen, that name might be important, right? I know several Karens, right? 2 of them are at the Rock of Central Florida. Okay? And then of course there's the Karen personality that has become infamous, right? such a Karen, right? Whatever that means. It means you're psychotic, you're not compromising, you're not understanding, you're just like some ballistic narcissist psychopath, right? You're just, and that could be man or woman. Again, male energy or female energy. One of the things that you will not hear me, let me talk about this for a moment. So with my readings, a couple of things that you will never ever hear me say. You will never ever hear me give a timeline, okay? Because if someone is doing a collective reading for even 2 individuals, there is no way they need to be giving out a timeline. If you see a reading on YouTube or anywhere else, it could be on other places. Starts with a P. I don't use the platform. But whatever that platform is, wherever, anywhere else, if someone tells you in a collective reading that's not a personal reading for you only, that you probably have paid for, if they tell you that in such and such amount of time, you need to walk away from that individual. You need to delete them, unsubscribe to that channel, because I can tell you for a fact, they have no idea what is going on with you at that time and what your timeline is. They are spitting shit out the ass. Yeah, I know literally that's where it comes from, in the flesh, but no, that's coming out their mouth in this case, right? No, absolutely not, okay? No tarot reader in a collective reading should be telling you that something's going to happen in a certain amount of time. That's a karmic ass fucking statement, okay? That's a karmic statement, all right? So just be aware. Okay, so I got another word, antediluvian, 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 antediluvian. These are the patriarchs, okay? These are ancient patriarchs, okay? And some of them are Noah, Methuselah, Enoch, Seth, right? These are these individuals. And again, this is a download that I got during my 11-day fast, okay? Or body or cleanse, right? I've lost a lot of I guess excess. I did have excess. I've never really been fat except for when I first went into the military. I went in at probably 195 pounds, which it's definitely too much for my height, right? My type of frame, if I'm not working out 5 days a week, and I'd have to really be working out hard in order to carry 195 pounds well. Generally, I'm between 155, 150, 160. I'm right in there somewhere. Right now, I don't know what I weigh. I don't have a scale. I'm not interested in that so much, right? I feel great, so yeah, I don't so much worry about that. But I have lost some muscle density, you know, that sort of thing, during that 11 days, which I get back fairly quickly, okay? If that is one of your concerns in doing a fast or a cleanse or anything like this, first of all, understand that when you commit yourself to this, you're protected. You are protected, okay? Again, I stopped taking anti-rejection meds. I'm not swollen, as you can see in my face. In fact, I could use some meat, right? I could probably use some, right? Some more protein, right? And so antediluvian, I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but these are our patriarchs, okay? Again, we're covering the book of Enoch, so we know that Enoch is Methuselah's grandfather, and Methuselah, or Methuselah's father, Enoch is Methuselah's father, and Methuselah is Noah's grandfather. Enoch, also, he ascended. He did not die and was buried. He ascended. He's Archangel Metatron today. Okay, that's who his ascended name in space and places. Okay, all right. So he is the keeper of the Akashic records. 624 or 625. While I was out. So at this park, and I actually discovered the nest where there are 3 other hawks. Okay, so we're talking about hawks. We're talking about Horus energy. Okay, so in this Horus energy, I go to this park. It's a couple blocks away. I go to this park almost every day. I did not go today yet, but I go to this park almost every day. Okay, and part of the reason why I didn't go to the park today is because it was hot early, and so by the time I actually got up, I had a very interesting dream again that I will be sharing. But by the time I actually, got up and all of that, whatever, my morning rituals and all of that, it was, I don't know, already 82 degrees, and I'm just like, I already know, right? So one of the things that I discovered, and this might be for you as well, right? One of the things that I discovered here in Arizona is I really do like Arizona. I like it, but for how I want to live, Arizona is not the place. Okay, so again, I enjoy motorcycles and golfing, and in fact, I was talking to an Uber driver today, and just talking to him in general conversation. How long have you been here? He said he's been here for like 30. I think he said 37 years. That number might be important, or 73 might be important. He said that he has been either between in Tucson or Phoenix for 37 years. Okay. Arizona is too hot for me to enjoy the summers outside. So I'm not going to stay here. Okay? I'm going to be relocating to another state. Again, when that U.S. Marshal knocks on the door, when local police officer, whoever, detective, whoever that individual is that comes in and says, hey, we know you've been waiting on us, because they watch my channel, they follow it, they're on my social media, they were paying attention, right? Good job, esoteric, energetic, high vibrational police officers, judges, did I say investigators? CIA, FBI. If you are high vibration, and you are intuitive, and you just don't look at fucking surface stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you go beyond. Someone says something, you're like, there has to be a reason they came in here and said that. There has to be a reason I got that phone call. Why did that land on my desk? Or you overhear something, you're like, they may drop it, somebody else may drop it, but then you may be like, that sounded kind of interesting. Maybe I need to take a look. Thank you, collective. I encourage you, thank our high vibrational, intuitive, earthly protectors and judges, right? And that's not judges as in the one who wears the black gown. That's judges in any capacity. A sheriff is a judge. A police officer is a judge. A deputy is a judge. Okay? Children and family services personnel, they are judges. Okay? They are judges. Correctional officers, they are judges. Okay? Your local patrol, your rent-a-cop, they are judges. You may not take them seriously, but they're judges. Okay? So let's thank them for being high vibrational and seeing beyond the veil. Okay? So on 6/25 I was seeing hawks, and again I've seen them several days now, and now again I've seen the nest. I found the nest. So I found where Horus lives, where Horus dwells. Right? And so that particular day also, there was an older man pulling an infant in a little cloth wagon cart type thing, right? That might be significant. I don't know what that means. Okay. Then I wrote something down here about a book that I'll be writing. I'm not going to mention the title. I was getting something about Jersey on 6/26. Jersey, like a Jersey, New Jersey, Jersey City. I didn't know. I didn't get it. It was just Jersey, and I just like, what's Jersey? It was just Jersey. What is Jersey? Maybe it means something else that I did not write down. Okay, so liberation, pouring out. Libation. Libation is the pouring out of wine in honor of deity. or a deity. Okay, so when your fruit comes in, collective, when your fruit comes in, you need to dedicate some to those esoteric beings, your ancestors, who have been with you all of your life, this lifetime, previous lifetimes. Again, most of us run into the same karmic energy and the same high vibrational energy, lifetime over lifetime. There are new along the way, but generally we're dealing with the same energy until it heals, or we heal it, or we walk away from it. And walking away from it is healing it, because then they're left to deal with the shit on their own. Okay? Then they're left to deal with whatever they've conjured up, whatever they've done on their own. They think we're doing witchcraft against them. No. 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 Okay? The only time that I've ever even sent anything out against anyone was when they were sending it to me. Again, think about a boxer. What boxer do you know is just going to stand up there and be like, hit me, and just stand there and let you hit him, right? They might say hit you, but then they're going to be like Roy Jones Jr. and you, Muhammad Ali, right? You ain't going to be able to hit him, right? So, right? So I'm not going to sit there. Again, I was raised not to start a fight, but I was raised when somebody else starts one. Oh yeah, I'm beating somebody's ass up in here because it's going to be live, right? That's the way I was raised. That's one of the good things that they taught me, confirmation with a rain possible notification, right? And that's water. That's manna, okay, falling from the sky. So, libation, collective, dedicate time and resources, from some of your earthly prosperity and your blessing, once you receive it, dedicate it to the ancestors. Okay, I plan on, and it's not even a plan, I will have a room solely dedicated to meditating, Reiki healing, because I will start Reiki healing sessions, offering Reiki healing sessions. I will be sharing that calendar. Any type of cleansing work, energetic cleansing work that you're wanting or needing assistance with, I will be providing those services. Okay? All right. So that's probably the next biggest change coming, right? But there will be a complete room only dedicated to that. Only dedicated to esoteric, only dedicated to highest divine white light, ancestors, Egyptian, shamanic, Celtic, whatever, Asian, whatever. Okay? All right. So, and then voyeurism. So, what is voyeurism? Voyeurism is spying without consent, or accessing someone's information without consent, stalking them without consent, watching them without consent. So they didn't accept your friend request or your connection request or your whatever request, so you stalk them. Karmic. Right? So that's what voyeurism is. We have all high vibrational beings are dealing with, or have been dealing with, voyeurism. Karmic energy coming in, spying on us, trying to see what we're up to, what are we doing, who are we with, where are we located. They're trying to find out all this stuff about us. It's interesting that I'm not trying to find out any of that about them, and you're not. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So that's one of those things that intuitive investigators pick up on. So, let me look into this individual. Let me see. Check his social media. Nope, not stalking anybody. Nope, he's not doing, nope, none of that. So if somebody else came to me and said I was stalking them, the investigators know now that I'm not stalking anybody. Okay? I'm not trying to hack in anybody. I'm not sending anybody ugly messages. I'm not doing any of that. Why? Because the truth doesn't need to sit there and defend itself. It doesn't. Okay? Just say, you're a dumbass, and then just let the dumbass prove to everybody else that they're a dumbass. Easy enough. That's a whole lot less work for me to do. than going around trying to prove stuff, picketing and shit. No, no, no. That's not how you handle it. Okay. Also, one of the meditations that I've done or focused on during the 11 days is the galactic star and the soul star, and those chakras. So your crown chakra's here, okay, all right, and then you have soul chakra and universal chakra or galactic chakra, right, and those are above the crown chakra. All right, so I've been meditating on those and focusing on those. Okay. Also, I heard 2 drink minimum. I don't know what that is. Again, during the 11 days, I've not had any alcoholic beverage. I will not have one today. So I don't know what 2 drink minimum. Maybe clubs, you know, that's generally where you hear that, right? Going out club, somewhere lounge, somewhere, something like that. And I like lounges. I'm not a club kind of person, but I definitely like a place where it's good music, maybe a little dance floor, good music, excellent drinks, nice furniture. I like a lounge. I like that type of setting, right? Live music is ideal. I like that type of setting. It doesn't need it. It's best if it's not a full-blown restaurant, right? Because I don't want to be smelling fries all the time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's just me. Then I heard the Peabody. So obviously the Peabody is a 4 or 5-star hotel brand. Okay, they're all over the world. I don't know where. I wrote down a couple of locations. So there's an Orlando Peabody. I think it's called a Marriott though, or something like that. There's one in Hot Springs, North Carolina. There's one in Memphis, Tennessee. The one in Memphis, Tennessee is probably the most infamous in the U.S. Okay, I think that was the original Peabody. Okay, from what I read, it was closed for a period of time in the 70s and reopened, I want to say in 1981, if I remember correctly, after being completely restored and all of that to its new glory. Okay, just like we're going to be restored to our new glory. And also Roanoke, Texas. There's one. All right. So, okay, so walking to the park during this 11 days, walking to the park, a man says to me, I'm crossing, I had just crossed the intersection. It's a major intersection, right? It's like 6 lanes of traffic, okay, total, right? Three west, 3 east, okay? And so the man said, these lights never change unless you press the button to stop traffic. And he was just walking, he's just a guy, he's walking, getting ready to cross the traffic. I'm on my way to the park. He is on his way from the park. Also, I found out that this guy, at this particular park, there is a section dedicated to, you can rent space within this small kind of gated, caged, whatever, enclosed area for planting flowers and things. You can kind of have your own little garden there, whatever you want to plant. You can rent the space, okay? And he's one of the individuals who has plants over there, from what I've now known, right? So, yeah. So the planter tells me that the only way that you can stop the traffic is you have to push the button. So what's the button to push, collective? What's the button we need to push? Or we did push, I don't know. Right, what's the button to get the traffic that's going in the opposite direction that we're going in to stop so that we can cross to the other side? Break on through to the other side. Okay. Then I got these two names, Gunther and Morgan. I I don't know. All right. 627. I was seeing birds 2 by 2. As soon as I got onto the park property, there were 2 birds, 2 crows at a time, 2 pigeons. There are a lot of pigeons in Arizona, or at least in Tucson. Pigeons. It didn't matter what. They were twos. Right. So something about unity, something about coming together, something about pairs, something about something about that. Okay. Right. Two becoming one, right? Flying in unison, something along those lines, right? And then I was told by highest divine white light that we have the capacity of Methuselah. So what does the capacity of Methuselah means? What does that mean? I keep looking at the screen and then I want to look up here. I don't like looking into the camera because I feel disconnected for some reason. I don't know. Even though that's where I should. 333 on the timer and 100 degrees. So we have the capacity of Methuselah. So again, we know that Methuselah has lived the longest continuous one lifetime span here on this earth. He lived 969 years old, 969 years, one lifetime here on this planet. His passing ended man's longevity on this earth. Once that happened, man no longer lived. Noah lived as long as he did because he was already here when Methuselah was here. Okay, so he was grandfathered in, if you will. Methuselah is his grandfather. Okay? He was grandfathered in, right? And then you can see even in the Bible, even though I would not follow that book because, again, it's half true and half lies, which makes really for a whole lot of convoluted bullshit. That's really all it makes a time. That's all really all it means. Okay? That's really all it means. So when Methuselah was no longer physically on this planet, that meant that longevity here ended. But we are now back into the place, or going into the place with the age of Aquarius, where we have the capacity of Methuselah. I can tell you this. I have been on this planet in all of my lifetimes 230 something years, might be 230 something years total. Okay, heavily connected to Saint Germain, and yeah, I'll just stop there, right? Because I'm not giving you all of the information, or all of my information. Okay, so I started seeing hummingbirds. And during the 11 days fast, I saw more hummingbirds than I have in the first 10 months I was here in Arizona, going to the same park. I was seeing hummingbirds like back-to-back days. And woodpeckers. Right? Hearing them all throughout the park. Right? And here also. The song I'm Yours by Maroon 5 was one of the songs during that 11-day fast. On 6/27, I woke up at 6:33. Okay, so I watched a movie that is called Throwback Holiday. Some of you might have already seen this movie. Okay, so I saw this movie called Throwback Holiday. I really encourage you to take a look at it because it's about this woman who goes back in time to correct some things. Okay, so she time travels back into the past to correct some things. 2 dates stood out to me in that movie. May 24th, the year was 1956 in the movie. May 24th is the sperm donor's birthday. He's 66 today. Right, well, right now. Okay? Right, he was born in 57, okay, and December 6th, okay? So the names of the characters, the main characters in that movie, Jacqueline, Aaron, Mildred, Daniel, Rose, and Jason. The woman who I believe birthed me, Judy, her mother's name is Mildred. Okay? I have a sister whose name is Jacqueline. Okay? I have a good friend whose first name is Aaron. I met him when I was 16 years old working at the movie theater. Okay? Also, I met an Aaron who lived next door to us, to me and Judy, when we lived in Castleberry, Florida, when I moved her down to Florida when she was retired in 2014. Okay? We live next door to an Aaron. His wife's name is Samantha. Sam or Samantha or Samuel might be important. Okay? Daniel, a woman that I dated has a son named Daniel. Rose. So the only Rose that comes to mind is someone, again, associated with the Rock of Central Florida. And her name is Lisbeth Rose. Okay? And Jason. Jason's a very common name. It's like Kevin. There are a lot of Jasons that I am aware of, at least. I'm not in contact with them, any of them today, but I am aware of a lot of Jasons. Okay? Then the lotus flower. Okay? And the lotus flower, the download for the lotus flower was confirmed through a reading. It's one of the only tarot reader that I really even listen to today. I don't listen. When I first started my spiritual journey, I was listening to tarot readings like 9,000 a day, right? And over time, that has slowly gone down and down and down and down. First of all, as I've gotten more acutely attuned, okay, right? So understand what a tarot reader is for. A tarot reader confirms. A tarot reader doesn't tell. What do I mean? A tarot reader, if a tarot reader says, you're going to be moving soon, and you're like, really? That's not for you. That's not for you. Because why are you shocked? A tarot reader is not a fortune teller. And that's a good way to put it. A tarot reader is not a fortune teller. A tarot reader is an energy reader. So they read the current energy right now. That's why they shouldn't be telling you shit's happening in a certain amount of time, because the dumbasses don't know. They have no idea what's going to be happening to you in a week, 2 days, 3 days, next week, hour from now. They have no idea. So stay away from them who's putting timelines on your life. Okay? But yes, so through that particular individual, and the only reason why I followed her for a year, the only reason why is she is the only one. She knocks it out of the park. And when I say knock it out of the park, she is that right on every confirmation that I get. 97% of the time, she is dead on. I'm talking day to day, everything. She's dead on. She's the only one that I listen to today, really. The only one I follow, okay? And I'm not even subscribed to her channel because that gives energy, okay? So I'm not even that, all right? And again, that's also how I test, okay? Let me pull my energy back and let me see what's really going on, okay? So the name Pamela might be important. I sent the message to a Pamela. I did not get a response. That's okay. But I sent the message and there was no reply. So that the Pamela that you're associated with or what have you, they may be unresponsive as well. And if anyone else is unresponsive, that's the truth. Again, you don't even have to be high vibrational in order to see this. If someone's unwilling to answer your questions, investigators, CIA, FBI, right? That's a sign that they're probably trying to hide something. 99.9999% of the time, they're hiding something. Because if you come to me, I have nothing to hide. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? Where I've been, what I do? Take my phone. Oh, it's right here. Take my phone. I was looking for it. I was looking for it. Take my phone. Take it. Search me. What are you going to find? Nothing. Okay. The name Brina. Sabrina, Brina, Rena, something. Might be. Okay, on 6/28, I woke up at 4:26. So, also on this day, on 6/28, I went to the park in the morning. I saw 2 black cats. One before I crossed the street, the same intersection I was speaking of a moment ago with the gentleman who's the planter, right? The guy who's taking care of the seed, right? That guy. Black cat sitting down, staring at me in the yard, or from the yard, as I crossed the street. I looked over and I was like, what's up with that? Right? Walk across the street, look to my left, another cat on the brick wall. Right? It was a short brick wall. On a brick wall, looking at me. Solid black cats, 2 of them. Then I saw a gray and white cat. Okay, and I'm not familiar with cats. I'm not outside of connecting to Bastet and Sekhmet, and I'm not Bayat, right? Outside of that, I'm not really, naturally, I'm not very much into cats. I am very much a dog person, okay? I am a working dog lover, okay? So I love big dogs. I love the Cane Corso, of course, is the #1. I like American Bulldogs. I like Saint Bernards. I like Burmese Mountain Dogs. I like giant Schnauzers. I like big dogs, right? Yeah, I like the working class dog. I love all dogs, any dog. I love Chihuahuas, right? They have an inferiority complex many times, but any dogs generally, love them. Right? The people I'm renting from now, they have a dog. His name is Rocky. Okay? That name might be important for you, right? The Rock is significant for me, obviously, right? So The Rock, Rocky, maybe the movies are significant for you. They are significant for us energetically as a collective because we are that comeback kid. We are that one who almost got knocked down for good, but here we are. I'm about to go into an Elton John song. Right? Yeah, all right. So, then I got Dante Inferno, of course. So we know that Dante, we are familiar with Dante Inferno. And in fact, well, Alexa, what is Dante Inferno?
Inferno is the first part of Italian writer Dante Alighieri's 14th century narrative poem, The Divine Comedy. It is followed by Purgatorio and Paradiso.
Okay, so it explores the punishment for sins, including self-deception. Somebody's been deceiving themselves. Not I, said the high vibrational collective beings. Not I. Okay? If anything, I was holding back. Okay? I'm not deceiving anyone or anything. All right? And then conservatorship. So a conservatorship is essentially a trustee. Okay? So if you are giving conservatorship over someone or conservatorship over someone's assets, okay? I was a tax accountant for 13 years, or in the accounting and tax industry for 13 years, bookkeeper, accounting manager, any number of those whatever titles, right? So a conservatorship is when you have been given responsibility over someone else's assets. Or so it could be someone, okay? It could be someone, right? Because they're no longer able to speak for themselves, okay? All right, so 6/29/24. 6:33 and 7:33. So I was reminded of something. Let me grab some water. I was reminded of back in 2009, at the beginning of the year, I had been a headhunter. I was a recruiter. This was before going back to school. I was a headhunter for a executive search firm over in Maitland, Florida. Okay, and I got hired again. That was a divine appointment. I had never been a recruiter. In fact, the woman who hired me brought me on as a project coordinator, and then I was promoted to what's called a full charge recruiter. She hired me and a Marine, and the Marine's name is what's his name? David. So David might be important. I have a brother named David. He was born in '89. That's definitely significant. He definitely has something to do with what's going on. He was supposed to be the successor to the sperm donor in the kingdom, right? In their polygamous kingdom. Yeah, I think his name is David. But anyway, I was working there, and I started getting this magazine after they let me go during the Great Recession. Okay? It was not their fault. And so during that time, I was looking what I needed to do. I was a little discouraged. I had 8 years of military experience, 2 different MOSs. I was really like, why am I having all this time with finding employment? Even at a fest, I remember I applied at a KFC and did not get hired. Okay? So, and obviously part of that is the sperm donor's spell work working or against me. Okay? That's a perfect time for them when the world globally is going through something. It's a perfect time for somebody to do witchcraft against somebody else to try to keep their head above water, and they push your head down. That's the perfect time. So watch out for what's coming soon. Watch out for economic changes. Watch out for economic changes and what that's going to mean, how you're going to have to adjust. Pay attention. Okay, so 6/30/24 is 30/30. That was yesterday. 6/30/24 is 30/30. Lotus flower again. Purity, faithfulness, elegance. Okay. I wrote down true peace. So Divine told me to strap in. And I was like, okay. But what does it mean to strap in? Spiritually, what strapping yourself in spiritually means to maintain hope. That's what that means. Okay? So strap yourself in, secure yourself. That's what a seatbelt's for. Seatbelt gives you hope that you're going to survive should you be in a physical accident. Hope, spiritually, helps you maintain a high vibrational level, and it keeps you safe. Hope keeps you from falling out of the spiritual vehicle, if you will, or through the windshield of that spiritual vehicle, whatever that happens to be. Okay? There's going to be a debut. Debut for you, debut for me, a debut. There's going to be a debut. Someone, right? I'm very much interested in a TEDx talk. Very much. Or whatever other engagement. I'm open to whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be TEDx. Whatever. That came to mind. Okay? Yeah, on this particular day I saw 4 hawks. Remember? I saw 4 hawks. There's vindication and jumbo. I got those 2 words together. Jumbo, vindication. Vindication, jumbo. So big vindication for us, collective. Big vindication for us. high vibrational beings, earth angels, light workers, star seeds, Palladians. Big, big, big. Okay? Big vindication for us who have not yet received that justice in the earthly. Okay? And then Jubilee. So Jubilee is it refers to a reuniting, a reconciliation of matrix to esoteric. Okay, so Jubilee. Okay, conversion also is what Jubilee can mean. Okay, and again, all of this depends on where you are in your journey. Okay. Intrusion. I wrote down the word intrusion. So, another movie. The movie is called Toe to Toe. And again, these movies are on YouTube. Okay? The movie's called Toe to Toe. Characters are Jessica, Tasha. So, Jessica is a high school. They're high school students. Started out as friends, lacrosse. Okay? But watch the movie, because I don't want to end it. I don't want to ruin it. Just watch the movie. There's a STD involved. Watch the movie. Okay? There's an absent parent in that movie, or for most of the movie. All of the movie, actually. Right? So that might be something that someone else is dealing with, an absentee parent, or the karmics are absentee parents, right? They so focused on us that they ignore their children, so the children have to fix their own food and they're 7 years old. Go fix your own self something to eat, right? Go fix your own plate. Go. Parents. Hopefully none of our high vibrational parents are like this. You know the worst kind of parent, or an indication of the worst kind of parent? So say I'm sitting here, right? There's nothing wrong with my legs. There's nothing wrong with my arms. There's nothing wrong with me whatsoever. Okay? However, I'm lazy. So I'm sitting on the couch. And I want something to drink. You want to know what a karmic ass fucking parent looks like? Listen to this. Listen to this. This is what a karmic ass fucking parent looks like. I'm sitting on the couch. There is nothing wrong with my ass. Nothing. I call my son or daughter from their room to go get me something to drink out of the refrigerator that's right there. I'm gonna wear karmic ass parents out. Wait till I release the books, the videos that are coming. Wait until the esoteric releases what a karmic ass parent looks like. Teenagers, I know you can't listen to this, or if you do, your parents don't know. But I'm telling you something, I am going to free up some children. I'm going to do that on this platform, because I'm going to point out to you what a karmic ass mother or father looks like. You are under their 30, so yes, you have to do what they say or they get pissed, so go get them the drink. Karmic ass fucking parent, you need to stop and get off your lazy ass. I don't look the way that I do because I sat on the couch asking my daughters to go get me a fucking drink when I'm sitting right here and can go get it myself. Get off your ass. Will I provide them? So? They didn't ask to be your child. Why are you treating them like I didn't ask for you? You stuck it in somebody or let somebody stick it in you in order for you to give birth to that child. Don't treat them like they're some castaway. Don't get me. Don't get me. Yeah. Don't get me started. So I went to the park yesterday, and there was a soccer game going on amongst a bunch of people, right there in front. I sat at a picnic table. There was the soccer game going on. And at first, they were running this way. I'm sitting here, right, facing them. and the soccer game is also running this way. So if someone kicks the ball, it could come my way. It could hit me. It could, right? I could catch it, whatever, right? Or I could go get it for them, whatever. But then I sat there, and probably within a minute and a half, they changed directions. So then they started going this way, playing this way. They took the nets and turned the nets and started playing this way. We changed the game. We changed the game. We changed the game. The karmics are like, what? Who the? I didn't know that's who she was. I didn't know that's who he. We changed the game, collective. We changed the game. So now they got to play a different way. Now they got to change direction. Go look for somebody else who's low vibration, who can join their clique, clit, dick, whatever it is they got going on with the occults and polygamists and polyamorous relationships. I like to say polyamorous. Whatever they got going on, they got to go look for somebody else now, or they're going to die trying. A physical death. Okay? Okay, so here's the dream that I've been speaking of, and then I'm going to go. Okay? So the dream, I'll pull 2 angel cards. Or 3, maybe. I'll pull 3 angel cards. Okay? Just because. Right? So moving forward, I will be doing readings, but they're going to be much longer, and they're going to include a lot more of synchronicities and things of that nature. So it's going to be 1 or 2 a month. It's not going to be one every month. And again, that also makes way for me to really get through the book of Enoch and then start sharing other books, lost books of the Bible, or lost canon. I don't even like saying Bible anymore. Lost canon, scripture, and texts with us to help us again become more of who we really truly are externally, and not being afraid to show that. Okay? So in this dream, I had this dream just... Alexa, what time is it?
It's 3:59 p.m.
So I had this dream, I don't know, 12 hours ago. So I'm in a restaurant, and I remember walking into the restaurant, and I really kind of remember, I turned to 0330 just now, but I remember I remember walking into this restaurant, okay? I remember walking in and sitting down. Originally, I thought I walked in with someone, but I don't know now, because they didn't say anything or do anything when the event happened, so I don't know. So I'm sitting at this table, and they weren't sitting directly next to me, actually, so maybe not. Maybe I just walked in with them. You know how you walk into a place and you walk through the doors with someone, but they're not with you. You know what I mean? Okay, so maybe that's what it was. So, get to this table. I'm seated right in front of the big window in front of the restaurant, and I'm looking out, and there's a trail of cars, right? They're coming in the park, some are leaving, right? It's a busy place, okay? But there's a seat between me and whoever the next person is sitting down there that I probably walked in with. Okay, there's an empty seat. I'm looking outside through this window, and I see this vehicle, and I believe it was an SUV. I see this SUV, and it has Chicago Bear stickers all over it. See the nasal passages? That's because the enemy is like that's energetic. That's not. I don't have allergies. Okay. So the car that I see, I look and I'm like, and I immediately think of one person, and we had, I'm not going to mention their name, we went to a Chicago Bears game in 2018, and she gave me a jersey to wear, and that jersey was a number 33. Okay, I had just left my second wife, right? I just left her. Okay, after 2.5 years. She didn't even go with me to the hospital for my kidney transplant in Pittsburgh from Florida. I was there for 21 days. Bitch never showed up. Yeah, I called you a bitch if you watch my channel. Bitch never showed up. I mean, some things are just, you can't ignore some things, right, collective? Some things are just so blatantly obvious, you can't ignore them. You cannot ignore them. You can't. There is no excuse for that. Legitimately, there are reasons. There's no, well, there, excuse me. There's no reason for that. There are only excuses. Okay? So, I think of only one person, and I think of this lady. Immediately, I'm sitting there, and immediately she appears before me. She has a drink in her hand and a plastic cup with a straw in it, and she is and she is kissing me, right? She's like, I'm not gonna do the gesture on the camera, but she is kissing me, right? Like, I don't know, 3-4 times or whatever. And she's looked, and she steps back and looks at me and smiles, and I'm like, and I'm just like, what? I said, when I saw that vehicle out there with all the Chicago Bears stickers on it, I thought of, now to me, again, I just had this dream 12 hours ago. Okay? Right? So this woman, I will tell you, this woman is married. Okay? So confirmation. So she's married. Okay? So I don't know. At that time she was separated, but she had been married even at that time, even though he wasn't living in the house and all of that. She had been separated, but they had been married for, I don't know, probably close to 30 years or something at that point. Mid 20 something years or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What that means, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay? So, very, very, very interesting. And in fact, today I know, and I only know this because I looked up her information after the dream this morning, she doesn't even live in Illinois anymore. I have not had contact with her in 2 years. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But I found out that she is now in North Carolina. North Carolina. Right? So she's now in North Carolina. Okay? So, again, North Carolina could be important to you. Where she lived was Lisle, Illinois. So Lisle might be important to you. That could be a man's name. It could be Leslie. Okay, so Leslie might be important. Me and their children, right? They're in their 20s now. They have 2 sons. They and I went to Naperville North. Okay, so Illinois might be significant. Even for a smaller group of us, Naperville might be important. That probably might be only for me. So yeah, all right. I also knew growing up, I knew a family whose last name was Lisle. They were part of Pathways for Christ when Kevin had first started being a polygamist. Okay, and their last name was Lisle. The daughter's name was Keisha Lisle, or the daughter's name was Keisha. The son's name was, hold on a second, I'm going to get it. Marvin. That was the son's name. Marvin. I have not seen them or heard from them since I was 12 years old, probably. 13 years old. Right? Keisha and Marvin. Okay? All right, so thank you so much for sticking around again. This is the first video back after my 11-day fast. And energy clearing, it is 101 degrees outside. Again, me being where I am, I have the back of this closed off, the back of the RV kind of closed off, even beyond the Egyptian curtain thing here, right? To keep the area cool, right? So I'm okay with I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm a survivor, keep on surviving, What? 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 You know what I mean? Didn't think I was going to cut it, did you? Didn't think I was going to cut it. Didn't think I had it in me. Didn't think the warrior was going to step up to the plate. Didn't think I was who I said I was. And I'm saying this for all of us, collective, because this is what they thought about you. They thought you were weak. They thought you were soft. Confirmation. They thought you were soft. They thought you were weak. They thought you were a pushover because you were overgiving. You were unconditionally loving them. Okay? Shame on them is what I just heard. Shame on them. 1:40:33 on the timer. Okay? For those of us who are new subscribers, if you would like to know more about me, you can visit the playlist and take a listen at the journal entry journeys or videos. They are journeys that are posted there. Also, you can learn a lot about the polygamous sperm donor if you listen to the most popular video on the channel so far, which is my polygamous sperm donor is 67 today. Excuse me. So if you click on videos and then underneath that click on popular, if you click on popular, the very first video that will be at the top. It has 1,300 or so video views. Okay, you click on that, then you will know a lot more about him. I tell his story from childhood and all that sort of thing, so you can know a little bit more about him. Okay. All right, so thank you so much again, Ancestors, Esoterics. 3 came out just bam. 3 came out just because we're on it, collective. We're on it, okay? We're on it. They can't stop us. I know you know someone that has a negative vibe, and if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back, 'cause we're putting ourselves together and we polished up our act well. If you ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. Oh, I want y'all to listen to every word I say. Every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. We got the groove. Okay? 1221 1122. That could be someone's birth date. 0909. So let's take a look. I really need to get better lighting in here. 1221 says, taking initiative. Again, nothing, the traffic, cross traffic doesn't stop until you push the button, collective. Okay? The cross traffic doesn't stop until you have to push the button. And that's action. Okay? So there's an action that you need to take. Taking the initiative, right? So change, optimism, joy, communication, messages, good news, expression, high vibes. Work with what you have and it will get you places. So that is what I've decided to do. So for a long time, I was against filming myself and all that sort of thing because this is not what's important. This is not what's important. It's not. Okay? These eyes are not what's important. That bad boy right there, that's the important one. Okay? That's the important one. Okay? All right. So, that's what pushing, that's the action. Okay? So I decided during my 11-day cleanse, actually, I decided that I was going to do away with, by the way, that right there is not a bullet wound. That is where the catheter went into my chest for 4.5 years for dialysis. Okay, so it went in here, and it went up here over my collar bone, right? And there's a lot of scar tissue, a lot. Okay, so it went over my collarbone, right? And then they clip it here, right? They kind of staple it here so that it's anchored, right? Because otherwise it's a loose wire, right? And it just kind of dangles all over the place. I never got a fistula because I didn't want one. Okay, and I'm a disciplined person, so I dealt with one infection, and that was after I went to Georgia with the woman who I divorced and left in 2018. And it got infected because it was so hot. It was this time of the year. It might have been, it wasn't 4th of July weekend, but it was definitely around this time of year. It was sizzling, okay? And we were outside for most of the day. And we were there, I think, for 2 or 3 days. So it got infected. So I had to get the catheter changed out. Okay? So in that 4.5 year time, guess how many? If you're paying attention to synchronicities with me, right? Guess how many of those I had in 4.5 years. The first one lasted 1.5 years. Okay? No, the first one lasted longer than that. Yeah, longer than that, because the two were back to back. 2 of them were back to back. One that got infected got changed out, and then the last one got replaced. Then that one got replaced because on the end you have these little caps, and it broke, so you could not screw the cap on. Again, that could lead to infection. A catheter, by the way, all right, that goes directly into your heart valve. So that's the reason why that's so important, and that's why, medically speaking, they say you should not use it for more than 90 days because of the danger of infection, because it flows right to your heart. Okay? Again, I'm not a licensed nephrologist. I'm an unlicensed nephrologist, only because of my journey and my due diligence. Okay? So, count your blessings and acknowledge your dear ones. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some good news soon. All right, same numbers, different synchronicity, 1122. Let's see what it says. Great shift. So, we have, get these cards right. So we have taking initiative, then we have great shift. The great shift doesn't happen until you take the initiative. Push the button so the cross traffic can stop so that you can cross the other side. Personal growth, spiritual development, and manifesting goals, oneness, correction, and completion. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then, expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favor of your intentions, and intentions are everything. Okay? Intentions. Again, I spoke about my heart earlier and how it's saved me so many times because I've always had good intentions. I've never had ill will towards anyone. Even those who've done ill against me, I don't have ill will towards them. I just want justice, and it pisses me off that earthly justice takes so fucking long. It does. It pisses me off. Why does it piss me off? Because I'm not supposed to be in this fucking body. I'm not meant to be in it. I'm here in order to heal Kevin's bloodline, right? And then raise the vibration of the planet. That's why I'm here. His bloodline and that Scorpio's bloodline, those bloodlines needed to be healed because they follow me lifetime after lifetime, just unaliving me, trying to do shit. Your same story. If you don't believe in past lifetimes, somebody in the comment section explain deja vu to me if you do not believe in past lifetimes. Put your information down there. Explain to me. How is it that we experience multiple occasions of deja vu in this lifetime? I know you have. Don't lie. Even if you're low vibration, you've experienced deja vu. How do you explain that if we have not already been where we are? How do you explain that? If we have not seen where we are now, Akashic Records, how do you explain that? Nobody can, because the truth is we are. Okay? That's why no one can explain it. 0909. New beginnings. If this is not all going together, I don't know. You could not put this together better. And they all came out at the same time. One clump. Okay? One, taking initiative, great shift, and new beginning. Can't make it up. New beginning. Great chance, opportunity, courage, accomplishment, endings, conclusions, big love. Look out for an opportunity that might be a game changer. We were told in the very last statement on this card, 1122, is the world around you is changing in favor of your intentions. Look out for an opportunity that might be a game changer. You are completing something major. It feels good to level up, huh? Close the old chapter. A new adventure will unravel. Okay? So, collective, I am happy to be back with you. And I'm going to go. My phone is dying. As you can see, it's dimming out. So I am going to go. Thank you so much again. All of my contact information is in the information section of the video. TheEncourager333@gmail is my email address. All of my other social media platforms will be there as well. Thank you so much again, once again, for tuning in. I am happy to be back on and reconnected with you after a cleanse, ready to step into the new. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, be encouraged.